Aston Villa narrowly avoided relegation last season, finishing in 17th place, 2 points above 18th place. They're currently in 18th position and priced 1.75 to be relegated. Here now on the line is new guest and betting expert Nigel Seely. Nigel, is that a bet that we should back, Aston Villa to be relegated?
I'm not so sure, I think they've got enough about them to stay up. I think there's some very poor teams in the Premier. I think Newcastle are a very poor side. I think Sunderland are a very poor side. And I think Bournemouth now could be a team to be looking at the bottom. They're without Callum Wilson, their star man. He's not there. I think they may just have enough to stay up. But will it keep Tim Sherwood in the job? That's the big problem. And I think you look at these teams at the bottom of the table, like Newcastle, like Aston Villa, they have to make a change if they're going to survive. Because at the moment, I don't think the players want to play for Tim Sherwood. His tactics seem to be all over the place. His antics after matches, in post-match interviews, seem to be a man who's just completely crazy in some of the things he says. And I think they're under big pressure at Aston Villa. But there's a couple of big names out there. There's a couple of big names at the bottom of the table. The teams struggling, who are big followers like Villa and Newcastle. Names of Brendan Rodgers looking for a job, wants to get back in football very quickly. And also David Moyes, under pressure over in Spain. And I think that Villa may survive, but I think they have to make a change to survive.
Yeah. Would you say that losing their striker Benteke there was a very bad decision on Tim Sherwood's behalf?
Well, I mean, when big clubs come and want your big players, it depends how much money they're offering. And the offer Liverpool paid, it was impossible to refuse.
Yeah.
The problem is he hasn't recruited in that striker role. He's brought in Gusted from Blackburn, not good enough in the Premier League, in my opinion. Agbon Lahore seems to have lost a yard of pace. He's not the player he was years ago. He's not good enough in the Premier League. And he's brought in a couple of defenders with that money. He's brought in Glenn Johnson and he's brought in a couple of other guys, Mika Richards as well. But he needs a striker. Goals. It's not rocket science. If you've got a goal scorer who scores 20 goals in the Premier League, he keeps you in. You take Benteke's goals away last season from what Aston Villa did, they would have been relegated. That's a simple fact.
Yeah.
And they haven't got a striker. There's strikers out there to have, and I don't think that's his big problem. But like I say, I think there's poor teams in the Premier League this season. I don't think they should be 1.75 to be relegated. I'd be backing them to stay up. I think, the flip side of that would be value to me. But what I would say is that they have to make a change to stay up. Sherwood isn't the right man. He's not good enough for a relegation battle. He's good to spur people on in one-off games and cup matches, get them motivated. I wouldn't trust him over a season long to get you out of trouble. But there's big names out there now, and some of the teams at the bottom have to make a move to get these big names in. Yeah.
If Tim Sherwood still has a job sort of come the January transfers there, do you sort of see him making a change or improving on his squad?
Well, I think the main point is having a striker. There's a couple of strikers out there that I would be looking to buy. I think Danny Welbeck at Arsenal will be a great acquisition. And the man who I think would be an absolutely fantastic season is Charlie Austin at QPR. I mean, I can't believe he hasn't gone to a Premier League club at the moment. It's a tailor-made fit for him. They're crying out for a forward. It'll cost them 15 million quid, which is nothing really. I think he'd be brilliant for Aston Villa. He'll wear the number 9 shirt. He'll score 20 goals a season like he did at QPR last season. He's out injured now for a month, but when the transfer window comes open, I think Charlie Austin would be a kind of player that would be great. Danny Welbeck, players who are good enough but not playing regular football. But Villa need a change. It's not only the change in personnel on the pitch, it's probably the personnel off the pitch as well.
Yeah. Well, Tim Sherwood does hold the shortest odds there to be the next manager to leave a post there. Price 2.5888 Sport. Is your money going to go on that?
Well, I mean, this has been an interesting market because the money has started really to come heavily for Tim Sherwood in the last 7 days. I mean, this guy was 6.0 a week ago. He's now into 2.58. So there's something saying there's pressure on him.
Yeah.
He hasn't got a good start. They're languishing at the foot of the table. They've got some tough fixtures coming. They've got Chelsea away at the weekend, followed by Swansea at home and Southampton away, then Tottenham and Man City and Everton. And that brings you into the Christmas period of the month. I can't see him getting many points from those games. I mean, away trips at Chelsea, Southampton, Tottenham, Everton are hard. So I can see him really, really struggling. I think the thing is here, it's a game of chess now between Newcastle and Aston Villa. And I think the name they both want is David Moyes. I think David Moyes would be a perfect acquisition for Aston Villa. You saw what he did at a club in similar kind of stature for Everton. Made them very difficult to beat. I think he'll do really well there. And I think one of these teams has to make a move to get the services of David Moyes. And I think Villa will make the move because however good Sherwood is on a one-off game, he's not experienced enough in relegation battles. You look at the players, teams around you. You've got managed teams under Tony Pulis, teams under Sam Allardyce, who know what to battle it out and get points vital away games in November and cold nights in January. They know what to do. Is Tim Sherwood the man who's going to galvanise the troops and get them going? I don't think he is. So the money is down for Tim Sherwood to be the next manager to lose his job. I probably wouldn't back it now at 2.58, but I certainly would love to have had some of the 6.0 last week.
Yeah. Well, the names then you were mentioning there, David Moyes and sort of Brendan Rodgers, they're both priced for. They're both the favourites there to take over. That's Bet Victor. Who would get your money at this point?
Well, I think David Moyes would be perfect for the job. I mean, you look at Moyes, and I compare Villa and Everton in similar statures. Obviously, Everton have done much better, but they're a club with great history. They're both champions of England. They've both had European success not so long ago as well. And I think Villa are a big club. They're a great stadium, great support, the second city in England with a huge following. And I think Moyes would be perfect for that job. One thing he'll make them do, he'll make them very difficult to beat. He'll make them defensively solid, and he'll get them playing for them. And I think they'll shore up to the back. And at the moment, they're too leaky, letting too many goals in under Sherwood. And if I was these managers at the bottom of the table at big clubs, I'll be looking behind me and thinking, that Moyes is out there, Rodgers is out there. I think it's probably a little bit too early for Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers will probably still think he's got a mid-table job. He doesn't want to be involved in a relegation battle. I think he might hang on a little bit. But I think for me, if I was having a bet now, certainly David Moyes would be carrying my money.
All right, fantastic. Nigel Seely, thank you for joining us today.